Hey there everyone, No DMAA here coming at you with a Blue Imperialdramon deck profile. So I had a newbie borrow this deck for last Digi-Locals on March 28th, and he went 2-2 with it and got 14th place out of 21. So he did pretty okay considering it was his very first time playing and he didn't know what he was doing really. But overall I think this deck is pretty good because when I played it, it was like amazing. Like Blue Imperialdramon is so good. Like compared to U-Force, like it's godly. Like I believe Blue Imperialdramon is one of the best decks out there. I want to play it at some point for my Digi-Locals, but we'll see because there's a lot of Imperialdramon in the format right now at my locals, so I'd rather not play that and play other things since it's really out there right now. So yeah, let's get into the deck profile. Alright, switching over to deck profiling mode. So I'm about to show you my Blue Imperialdramon deck and show off a bit on my Davis sleeves. So these are the sleeves I use for my Blue Imperialdramon deck, and it's pretty neat. I like Davis. Davis is great. Alright, let's get started. So I run one Upamon and then 4 Demi Vmon. So Demi Vmon is you get to draw one if you swing with a Digimon with jamming, and then Upamon is you get to draw one if you swing without sources. So that's pretty cool. Those are the babies. Alright, let's look at the rookies here. I run 2 of this Vmon, the inheritable one. He lets you draw one if you stand back up. 4 Elecmon. 4 of the jamming Vmon. Then 4 of the Gomamon. So I think this is a pretty standard count here. Like, of course you would run the Vmons, and Gomamon and Elecmon are just cheap drops. Like, you can change up the numbers a bit. I think it's fine the way it is. Jamming Vmon is very good. I enjoy him a lot. He is very good in this deck. Then I run 4 of the jamming Frigimon. I actually do run 2 blockers. Some builds don't run blockers because it's super aggro, but I like having at least 2 blockers. 2 of the Gorillamon for the cheapness, and then 4 of the Xemon just to stand people up to keep swinging. So that's my count for champions. Then for the ultimates, I run 4 Imperialdramon. He has jamming, and then the inheritable is if you have Imperialdramon in the name, you can stand it back up. So he's going to be really good later once the game has fighter mode and paladin mode later on, you know, those cards, because it says Imperialdramon in the name. So when those cards come out, this card's going to be like really good no matter what they do, because he can stand them up again. And then I run the 4 Dino Beamon. He has piercing and jamming. So I only run these 8. Like, you really don't need any other ultimates because you want to guarantee that you pay only 3 for Imperialdramon. Because Imperialdramon naturally costs 5. So you want to make sure you only pay 3 when you Digivolve into these guys. So you're guaranteed to never pay the 5. So that's the main reason why I don't run anything else. Like, Zudomon's good and all, but you don't want to pay 5. 5 is really huge. Then I run, obviously, 4 OR Imperialdramon. He is so good. So his effect is if you Digivolve into from Imperialdramon or Dino B, reduce the cost by 2. So you only have to pay 3. And then he has jamming, and then when you Digivolve into him, you can stand up all Digimon with jamming, including himself. That's the best part. And then you have another copy out, and you're a swung, you can stand that up. And it's like, wow, you're swinging hard with him. So this deck can be incredibly aggro. I enjoy Imperialdramon deck. It's so good. Like, wow, you swing hard with jamming this deck. I run 3 Puppetmon. I like Puppetmon in this deck because it stalls and it keeps people down while you set up. And maybe put a blocker down or 2 so you can swing harder. So he's really good in this build. Plus you can get him with Davis if you hit green and blue with his effect. So you can grab him in Dino B, so he's a target. I've grabbed him so many times with Davis. Davis rocks. I run 2 Omnimon. So, yeah, I run Omnimon. I like using Omnimon because he's a good removal, and he can win games too, because you can swing with him, and obviously because he's Omnimon. Not super necessary if you can't get him, but I like him as a good just in case I need to remove something, and he's just overall good swinging. Then I run 3 of the Davis Memory Setter, and when on play you can look at top 3 to grab a green and blue Digimon and add them to your hand. Then put the rest at the bottom. Then I run 4 Hammer Spark. Hammer Spark is very good memory manipulation, so that's why I run it. Yeah. Thought about running stuff like Coitus Breath maybe, but I couldn't find room, and I think Omnimon already does the job, and I feel like you're aggro enough that you might not need to respond. Well, you can respond with Omnimon, but plus you draw a good amount with Demi-Vmon because you have a good amount of jamming Digimon. So I feel like you hit fast enough that you should be fine. You should you're going really fast. Yeah, that's my entire build. I think it's a pretty solid build. The only thing probably you would change up, this is the most I would change up here because I'm still changing up things a bit here in the champion level, just because some people don't run the blocker, and I do. So most people would probably just run straight up 4 Gorillamon. I actually might cut a Frigimon out to run a third, Gorillamon. That's the only change I'd do, because, or a third blocker. That's the only real thing I'm considering changing for the build, because Frigimon can get killed by Volcanic Dramon, so that's kind of sucks. Yeah, so that's my build. I'm really impressed with this build. It's helped me win games and casually, and yeah, Imperialdramon's fun. It's an incredibly fun deck. This dude is, I cannot wait until they make this better with a potential fighter mode someday. I'm really excited for fighter mode because, at this point, Vmon's my favorite Digimon. So Imperialdramon fighter mode's my War Greymon for most people. I also love War Greymon, but fighter mode is my main boy. I can't wait till he comes into the game someday. But for now, I'll deal with my, I'll be more than happy with Dragon mode. It's good. So, thanks for watching. I hope you found this very helpful. And the next deck profile I'll probably do is green. And also, I don't know. I don't know what I'm playing. I said I'm playing U-Force, but if someone wants to borrow that or something, yeah. So we'll see what happens on Sunday. That's when my next Digi-Locals is. So that's on the 11th. So wish me luck. U-Force is tough to play with, so, well, not as an opponent, but as a player, I'm just I don't know if I want to play it, but yeah. Alright, I'll see y'all next time.